Hello, and thank you for joining me on this short video demonstration of the Avalara tax interface in Infor CloudSuite Industrial ERP. We're going to walk through general setup and necessary parameters. Then we're going to go through some address validation as it pertains to customers. Then finally, we will walk through inputting a customer order and having the actual tax calculation returned live from the Avatax solution. On the General tab, I need to define the tax system. Essentially, I want to set the new tax brain to Avatax. I want to replace existing functionality within CloudSuite Industrial, and I want to have Avalara do all the calculations for me. I'm going to set my company code as it pertains to me and my business. And then down below, I have some options for when I want this functionality to be included and when I don't want it to be included. The first option here is to calculate order entry tax. So when my customer service team is inputting orders, I want that tax rate to be calculated live. Now we've got some ignore and exclusion here as well. So if I want to ignore drop ship, or I want to exclude labor and miscellaneous charges as it pertains to after sales and field service within my business, I can go ahead and do that. Over on the right, I've got a few options as it pertains to sending information up to Avatax, as well as general ledger. So the first one is store state in, and this pertains to the general ledger within my organization. So I have this set to none, but in theory, if I was selling product in Colorado and I needed to pull back that 2-digit state code of CO, and I wanted to amend to the general ledger, and I wanted to store that 2-digit code within that transaction, I could do so through segmentation within the GL. And I have the option to amend that to one of the 4 out-of-the-box unit codes, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Send for product. This has to do with sending information back up to the Avalara team. So the idea here is to send as much information, detailed information as possible. I have it set to item. I could set this to a more generic category like product code, or I could set this to none. So when they're going through the actual tax reporting for me and my business, I want to provide them with as much information as possible. Down below here, you can see I've got an option for set all customer tax codes to external, meaning if I have 10, 100, 1,000 customers I'm doing business with in my organization, I don't want to have to go through record by record and change the tax codes individually. I could click this button and it's now going to pass that all the way down to every single customer within my organization to external. I'll pop over to the Avatax Parameters tab and talk through, obviously we have to set up a URL for that API to connect to the Avatax solution. We need to define our account and license key in order to make that handshake. And then down below there, we've got correct customer address, correct prospect address. So in the next example here, we're going to walk through actual address validation and show you the solution working for us live within the environment. So I'm going to pop open my customer master form, and we're going to look at record 3, Rice Lake Weighing Systems, and we're going to focus on the address validation feature and function. So you can see here, here's the address against Rice Lake Weighing Systems, and we have a city, a state code, as well as a zip and 4-digit amendment on the back end of that zip code. So if I was to go ahead and maybe make a change to this, I accidentally type in the wrong zip 4-digit code. I'll change this to 89. I'm going to hit validate. And the system's going to actually return that 4-digit code back to 2404. So that's going to be validation for my team. So I don't have to worry about anybody accidentally inputting the wrong information. And now I'm calculating taxes off of, maybe the wrong address. Same for county here. Let's say I just back this out and I don't input a county in there. I'm going to hit validate. It's going to return the actual county for me. So I have that address validation. And again, it's less liability for my internal team. I'm going to go ahead and hit more and focus on the tax tab here. And this is what we were just talking about with the tax code and passing it down to all the customers within my business. You can see this tax code set to external. That means the tax calculation is now driving off of Avatax rather than the internal tax tables within CloudSuite Industrial. So this is going to be key when I'm inputting a new order, a new estimate. It's going to take in the information based on the address, based on the ship to, and it's going to return the appropriate rate and calculate the sales tax total against my customer order appropriately. So now that we've walked through the customer master and had some address validation, again, like I said before, this doesn't only work on the customer side, it works on the prospect side as well. Let's go ahead and dive into customer orders, and we're going to input a new order and show you the sales tax calculation live. So I'm going to go ahead and add a new record here. And I'm going to let the system default a new order number for me. And I'm going to satisfy some of the default information that I need to input in order to make this customer order get input appropriately. So we're going to go ahead and make this a regular customer order. I'm going to input a new customer PO number. We'll just go with another one in line here. We're going to go ahead and save this order. I'm going to focus your attention on the amounts tab here. So down here at the bottom, we've got estimated and accumulated sales tax. So order header, order line combinations within CloudSuite Industrial, they're a one-to-many relationship. So as I fulfill and ship orders, lines against customer orders, I'm going to have accumulated tax amounts, then I'm going to have estimated tax amounts as it pertains to things I have yet to ship. So in a manufacturing environment, in a make-to-order environment, you might be inputting the order now, but in 2 weeks, after you've gone through the arduous manufacturing process, upon shipment, upon invoicing this particular order, sales tax rates might have changed in that amount of time. So we're going to go ahead and calculate this live, but keep in mind that since you are in a manufacturing environment, this is going to update. It's always live. It's always integrated to Avatax. So if anything changes, it's going to make sure that whatever goes on the invoice is as up to date as possible. Let's go ahead and define product, because right now there's no sales tax here, and that's because I haven't put any sort of items against this particular order. So I'm going to go ahead and hit lines, and we're going to add a product here. I'm going to pick on CP 10,000, and we'll add this product. Now I could keep the unit 1. I could change this to 10. I'll throw in a quantity of 10 here, and we're going to go back to the order header after we have saved this particular line. And we're going to now see sales tax input into this estimated amount. So this is a live calculation based on all the information we previously saw, and now it's pulling into the actual sales tax amount on the order. So if I was to go in here and change a discount or change, the ordered quantity, let's say to 150, and go back to that sales tab calculation on the customer order header, we're going to see that sales tax amount change live. So folks within your customer service organization, within your sales team, if it's a customer actually inputting the order on the portal side, it doesn't matter. The sales tax is calculating live. They're none the wiser that you have a tax interface involved. All I know is that the liability is taken off of your internal team's plate, and now they can focus on the exceptions and not have to worry about things like sales tax. Now, Avalara also offers tax exemptions. So if you need to, manage your tax exempt certifications, whether it's customer or item based, they can handle that, as well as what we talked about before, which is actually filing taxes for you. So this is a great way for you to run your business. It's a great way for your customer service and sales teams to gain efficiencies within their role. And it's a great way for your finance team to take a little bit of liability off their plate, and now they can focus on other things and let Avalara calculate and manage all things tax in your business. Thanks for joining. Have a great day.